$6,014. That's what it costs me and my family to exist every single month. Mortgage, truck, food, insurance, utilities, every bill. Before I quit my night job, I used to trade my time, one shift at a time, to cover that number. Now I want to show you exactly how 6 ETFs are covering it instead. No theory, no projections, just the real account, real payouts against real bills. Let's go line by line. For the last 6 months, my dividend payments have averaged about $4,000 a month. My family bills are $6,014 a month, so I'm currently at about 65% coverage. Here's what each fund is pulling. NVDY pays the mortgage and even has a little bit left over each month. This is probably the fact that blows my mind the most about this whole experiment. Without clocking into a single shift of work, our mortgage payment is covered. NVDY is my highest paying holding, and it's from YieldMax. It's an actively managed ETF that generates weekly income by selling call spreads on NVIDIA. The fund has an expense ratio of 0.99%. Well, so why did I match this fund to the mortgage specifically? Well, because NVDY is my highest paying holding, and the mortgage is my most important bill. I'm not going to risk missing rent from my mortgage because a lower income fund had a slow week. The big gun covers the big bill. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Tony. I quit my night job 6 months ago, and this is what that actually looks like. Get subscribed to get the numbers weekly. TSLY distributions take care of the truck payment. I drive a 2022 Silverado, and it has a pretty hefty monthly payment at $819. Now, before the comments blow up about spending so much on a vehicle, I know. I don't really have an excuse other than I like it, and we do enjoy having something reliable to haul our old camper trailer around for family vacation. TSLY is also from YieldMax, and it employs the same strategy as NVDY, writing call spreads on Tesla to generate weekly income from the option premium. It also has an expense ratio of 0.99. Here's why I paired these two. Tesla is volatile, and in the world of covered call ETFs, volatility is actually your friend. More price movement means higher option premiums, which means bigger distributions. I matched the unpredictable fund to a fixed known payment. So far, that math has worked out for me. The next ETF pair I own is HHIS. The payment from this fund goes toward my family food expenses. Our grocery expenses average around $1,000 per month, so my average HHIS distribution of $600 each month does not fully cover this expense. I'm working on it, and HHIS actually currently pays me $740 each month, and still climbing. Get subscribed to watch for my weekly update shorts, where I share progress on my quest to have HHIS pay me that $1,000 each month. HHIS is from Harvest, and it holds a basket of their high-income shares based on some of the biggest US companies. This ETF has no management fee, but it does inherit the fees of each of the ETFs it holds, which are 0.4% each. So don't let that 0% fool you. I recently did a whole video on HHIS and how I feel about it, and I'll link that down below. So why food for HHIS? Because it's recurring but flexible. I can make up a few $100s with business income easier than I can make up the mortgage. HHIS is doing real work here. It's just not done yet. ULTY goes toward our power and heating bills. With an average monthly expense of $450, the average distributions of $296 do not cover us. We've got $150 to make up here. ULTY is a basket fund from YieldMax. Using the same covered call spread strategies, they generate income from 15 to 30 underlying securities. ULTY also has a higher management fee at 1.4%. Next up, we have CONY, working to cover bundled insurance costs, including our 2 vehicles. My wife Daly's a 2014 minivan, our home insurance, and our life insurance, with a combined monthly cost of about $500. The $297 from CONY does not hold up. CONY is similar to the other single stock ETFs from YieldMax. using covered calls to generate income off Coinbase, and it has a management fee of 0.99%. Here's why I assigned this one to insurance. Insurance is the category where I have the most ability to negotiate or shop different providers if I need to close the gap. CONY isn't my most stable payer, so I paired it with the category that has the most flexibility. Now that leaves us with MSTY, struggling to pay the rest of our miscellaneous bills, including healthcare, phone, internet, solar panel loans, and so on. With a combined monthly average expense of $1,060, MSTY's monthly average payment of just $220 barely makes a dent in it. MSTY is from YieldMax, with a covered call strategy on MicroStrategy, with that same 0.99% expense ratio we've seen before. Now, before I get to the math, yes, I know, these funds have NAV erosion. I'm not pretending they're perfect, but what I am saying is that for my situation right now, where I need cash flow to bridge the gap while my business grows, these are the tools that are actually doing the job. When the business carries more weight, the strategy evolves. But that's a whole other video. So here's the question. Am I actually covered? Am I living off dividends? Nope. With $3,930 in distribution payments on average and over $6,000 in family expenses, I still have a ways to go. And that's where my tech services business comes in. Of course, the goal is to eventually have dividend distributions cover 100% of my family's living expenses. And honestly, this last week, since planning out this video, has been a tough one for my business. I did my income taxes and found out I failed to properly calculate just how much not having the automatic payroll deductions was going to increase my tax bill. I've got a hefty tax payment due now. And while I do have enough set aside in my tax savings, it means I have to dip into what I had saved for this year's taxes to pay last year's. So I need to readjust my saving ratios a lot in the coming year. And the bad news kept coming this week. One of my largest business clients contacted me to let me know that they're scaling back their operations, which means they'll need less IT services from me, putting a dent in my monthly revenue. These are some tough setbacks, but I wanted to share them with you because they are real. I'm sure my family will be able to overcome them. But I want you to think about this. If you're thinking about doing something similar to what I've done, expect some setbacks. Don't expect it to be all rainbows and sunshine. Now, each week I'll continue to give updates on what these ETFs are paying me, including my quest to have HHIS pay out $1,000 each month so that it can fully cover our grocery bill. If you want to follow the real-time math, subscribe, because this is the channel where you'll actually see the spreadsheet, not just theories and strategies. Oh, and I want to know, which bill would you most want dividends to cover? Drop a comment. By the way, if you're curious about my business, it's called Why Not Tech Services. I'll leave a link in the description to my Gold Plus security suite. It's how I protect my clients from viruses, ransomware, and the more tricky scammers that are always trying to take advantage, especially of people that aren't computer experts. If you or someone you know could benefit from a personal computer expert in your corner, why not check it out?